Hello, everyone, and thank you for your time. My name is Sandra Harika, and I'm an experienced advisor in international business expansion. We are gathered here today to discuss Zappos' expansion business plan. I'll be walking you through a thorough analysis that will lead us to an ideal country choice for expansion. Our agenda is as follows. I'm going to start with an opening and introduction. Then we're going to have a region analysis, go through the marketing plan, HR strategy, and financials, and then have the conclusion. I would like to start by a quote. According to Leon Megginson, who was a professor, writer of many books and articles, and winner of many awards for teaching and research, it's not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. The change is happening every day, and survival is essential. So companies should go for change and shouldn't be afraid of failure. Changing and growing requires companies to go global, otherwise stagnancy will hit the company. Embracing change and adapting to new challenges is what makes one a winner, not being the smartest or the strongest. Zappos, an online shoe and clothing retailer, is one of many companies that achieved great success and reputation in its home country and definitely should consider expansion and going global in this world high in competition and globalization. Zappos evolved from selling just shoes to include clothing, accessories, and handbags. Its main focus from the start was the customer and still is. It's a service company at heart that delivers a wow experience to everyone. Zappos culture is based on compassion, inclusion, and kindness, and builds programs to help communities be happy and kind. With the lower barriers to trade all over the world, competition has become more intense. Many businesses couldn't survive this globalization wave, while others were proactive to it. In order for the rest to keep standing, they should react to all these changes and expand across boundaries to explore new markets, enlarge their customer base, and raise their profits. And Zappos is more than ready with its varied products and wow experience to go global. A thorough analysis was conducted to be able to pick the region of expansion on solid grounds. Then a deeper analysis of criteria narrowed the targeted region to 3 countries first, then down to 1. Many of Zappos competitors like Shoes.com and Foot Locker, based in the States, expanded to many regions like the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and South America. It makes sense for Zappos to follow its competitors and set foot either in the Middle East or South America. FTA agreements present between the States and many countries in these mentioned regions encourage and facilitate Zappos expansion there. The South American region is picked over the Middle East since it brings lots of opportunities for Zappos due to its closeness to the States, its competitiveness, and promising growing economy. The US is engaged in FTAs with 3 countries in this region: Chile, Peru, and Colombia. A PESTEL analysis was conducted. Some of the data gathered that had the most impact on the final choice of country expansion included the following. Peru has a mixed economic system that has a variety of private freedom and some centralized economic planning and government regulation. Its political and economic system is quite unstable. Chile is one of the most stable and democratic states in the region. Colombia ranks low on political stability and internal violence and high levels of human rights violations. All 3 have high corruption levels and weak property rights protection, yet their GDP has been growing recently and inflation rates going down. Also, exchange rate has a huge impact on business. The Peruvian sol is appreciating, allowing foreign firms doing business in Peru to increase their revenues and profits. When it comes to competition in these countries, online retailing has had a strong presence lately. Yet the highest levels of competition was found in Chile due to its more appealing factors, which makes it harder for foreign companies to build a big customer base. Internet retailing has been growing recently due to the rapid internet expansion, the increased availability of smartphones and connectivity plans at low costs. Many market channels were found in each country. Peru has a weak economic condition, slow judicial system, and weak enforcement mechanism. Chile has a high level of competition and a small market size, and Colombia has a lack of transparency and competitive bidding conditions. On the cultural side, many differences were found between the Latin countries and the US, like high power distance, low individualism, and high uncertainty avoidance. After all this analysis, Chile scored the highest in the weighted decision matrix. Yet it made more sense to expand to Peru, since its market is not as highly competitive as Chile, and its inflation rates are the lowest. Plus, its market size is bigger than Chile's, 32 million compared to 18 million. Future prospects in Peru are promising. Zappos' chosen entry strategy is exporting, since it's an e-commerce, plus it's the lowest form of commitment and engagement when a firm expands globally. Zappos will as well develop its wholly owned subsidiary to manage perfectly its marketing, distribution, and service in Peru. Zappos will target both women and men who are 40 years old and younger, who spend most of their time online, and those will also belong to the middle class to be able to spend on shopping. These will be the ones living in urban areas, whose need for Western clothing has surged due to the increase of business in the city. Zappos will directly deliver its product to customers, avoiding intermediaries that add to the price of the product and is risky in corrupt countries. A push and pull strategy will be used to reach customers through mass media and directly on their phones through email, messages, and social media, especially WhatsApp and Facebook. Finally, an experience curve pricing will be used by aggressively pricing its products and building fast a big customer base. Zappos can try to partner with Peruvian suppliers to include more Peruvian tastes and choices in their wide selection. Due to the lack of highly qualified local workforce in Peru, Zappos will definitely need to adopt the ethnocentric staffing policy, thus employ expatriate managers along with local assistants to bring the local culture to the firm. Zappos' main expenses will be related to the wholly owned subsidiary that it will establish in Peru. Its startup cost will include registration fees, municipal license fee, office and warehouse rentals, distribution vans purchases, tax, tariff, and credit insurance fees. All these will be covered from the first months of operation, since it will be able to reach 6 million Peruvians spending $30 each per month. Zappos should enter the Peruvian market on a small scale and then spread wider once it gains deeper knowledge about the market. It makes sense also to hire a local experienced expert consultant or legal counsel to help Zappos identify opportunities and understand all the paperwork and regulations more clearly. Although Peru has many problems and risks, yet it has good future prospects. Zappos will certainly benefit from its expansion to this country, and Peru will equally benefit from this new investment. Competitors will learn from Zappos' expertise and know-how, and try to match its success. Thus, a more competitive market will take place and lead to higher efficiencies in conducting businesses that will make a better Peru economically, ethically, and socially. Thank you.